Hello, everyone. Excuse me. Of course, I turn on the camera and I get a tickle in my throat. How are you? It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. And we are here today because we are going to be making some Rolodex cards. And the kit we're going to be using, as you can see, I've been cutting my kit apart. And so it's Tracy Fox Creative Lazy Afternoon. And I have a few of the pages printed out and some of the backgrounds. It comes in 3 sets, a blue, a green, and a yellow. This is the green and the yellow. And here's another of the green. This is another of the yellow pages. And I have printed out only parts of it because I am also in the process of creating a little journal for our, well, I shouldn't say a journal, I should say an ephemera keeper for our little Rolodex cards. And as soon as I have the one that I'm making completed, can you see how beautiful these pages are? I printed out mostly the green and yellow. These are the pages I want to put into my little ephemera keeper / journal. And so I matched the green and the yellow as opposed to using the blue. So yeah, it is an absolutely stunning kit with plenty of printed papers. Oh, here's some of the blue. With plenty of printed papers and plainer backgrounds that you can use to journal on. This is one of the blue sheets. Now there is an ephemera kit as well, okay, and this is the blue. I've been playing around and designing things, and so that's why my pages are folded. But yeah, this is the blue portion of the ephemera kit. This is the green portion of the ephemera kit. Here's some more of the blue. I think it's actually the same page that you already saw. And these are Tracy's, they're called Bumper Fussycut Butterflies. And if you've been following me for a while now, you will know that these are my most favorite butterflies anywhere. Okay, I use them when I need, oh, we got a white sheet there. When I need a butterfly, I will pull out that kit, print it out, and it just comes with a ton of butterflies. Okay, this is again a green ephemera. I think you've seen this one. I'm just showing you what I have already printed out. But yeah, and this is one of the yellow sheets as well. Okay, so that's the parts of the kit. I'm just moving up a little. And parts of the ephemera. Like I said, it comes in green, it comes in blue, and it comes in yellow. And as usual, I will link it in the description box below. But now, me being me, I can't just make a normal journal. And I can't just make like normal ephemera. I have to play. And I have this, I'll stop the video at some point and get up and show you what I made. But several years ago, I started getting into making my own Rolodex cards using some dies that I have, which I will also show you. And I have a little Rolodex holder. They're all Heidi Swapp. It's called Heidi Swapp Memorydex. And so I purchased her dies, which I tried to find these again for you, and I cannot find them anywhere. I did find something that was supposed to be a Memorydex, and it was made by an off-brand, and I purchased it, and I thought it was cute because it was supposed to create, I'm just reaching over for it. Hang on one second. It was supposed to create a little flap that would pop up on the Yeah. The little index card, and it isn't working properly, and I am in fact sending it back. Okay, it was supposed to be similar to the Memorydex, and it, no matter what kind of paper I punched it on, it just didn't work out right. I did, however, also purchase, that I will link in the description box below, because if you know me, you know that this was one of the ones that didn't work without the flap punched in it, and it actually makes a really cute shaped, oh my god, I forgot what they're called already. It makes a cute shaped Memorydex card, but like I said, the flap doesn't work, so I am returning it. This is a new set that was put out by Aall and Create, because they have developed their own little Rolodex system. It's a little box and you put it together. I didn't purchase the box yet, but I did purchase the little, what do you call it? The little cards with it. And it comes, you can see this one's a little crooked. It comes with a bunch of little items, like you can create a photo frame and you can put that on top of your little Rolodex card and you can put something behind it. And it also comes, I totally went off topic. These are the insides of that little photo frame. And you know me, I'm going to keep it because I'm going to maybe make a hidden paper clip using these. That little set also comes with these little medallions that in print, you're never going to see that. I don't know how I can make it. It makes an impression, and this one says hugs. This one says I love you, and I'm trying to tilt it somehow that I'm hoping you can see it. Another one that says hugs. This one says thank you. And so, yeah, it comes with all these cute little pieces. And in fact, it comes with little stars and little like nail heads. All things that can be die cut to use on your little Rolodex cards. But this was the original set that I purchased. And it doesn't really have a name. It has a number. It's 369351. And I did search it up on Amazon, and it might be out there, but I couldn't find it. And what it gives you is it gives you a Rolodex card with a rounded top. Oh, this is one that I made. Let me find one. Okay. It gives you one with a rounded top, like so. I have a few put aside that I want to decorate with you guys. So let me just grab this one. It gives you a nice rounded top. And as you can see, if you play with the papers, you can pull sections of it out that you want to appear on your Rolodex card. And you can just use the Rolodex card as is, or you can decorate it like I'm going to show you. It also creates a Rolodex card that's shaped like this, okay? And again, like I said, I picked portions of the papers that I wanted to appear on my little Rolodex card, and when I laid my die down, I die cut those sections out. Okay, let's put this aside. I just want to put it away in its little envelope so that I don't lose it. And let me just give you a quick glimpse at the Aall and Create ones. I'm trying to get the packaging out. I'm right here. I just don't want everything to reflect. And it's stuck in the package. I don't know why it's stuck. Oh, I think it's got sticky on it from the tape. This is the packaging for the Aall and Create. It's Aall and Create number 70. And it's called Star Bolted Sentiments. I don't know if you can really see that. And it comes with all 19 of these dies. And it comes with the little plaques, like I said, and the tiny little screw heads and things. So yeah, that was a cute set. And they actually have a few more versions of their Rolodex card out right now. That was the first one I purchased to see how I like it. And I just love Aall and Create dies. I can't say enough about them. But these are some that I have decorated, okay? Now, you'll notice that these are completely different than the ones that I just showed you. And this one, which was the first one that I pulled out, I created these Rolodex cards on my own without a die. And that's something that I'm hoping to show you today. Here's another one, and you can see it has a different little corner on it. And I got that from using my little corner punches. But this is one that is cut out with the die. And I've added some ephemera to one side, and then I left the pretty images on the back. On this one, I pulled out 2 of the little teapots. This is a Rolodex that I created on my own, and I created a little, a little layout, for lack of a better term, on each side with the little teapots, because I thought the teapots were absolutely adorable. This is one that was die cut using the dies, and this is one of Tracy's flutterbys that I have printed on the back, one of the backgrounds from the kit, and I printed out the butterfly on the front. And of course, you know me, I had to pull out my Tim Holtz ephemera, and so I created a pretty little Rolodex card doing it that way, okay? Another one that was die cut out, I added the butterfly just to the front with this pretty lady holding her basket of what I believe is daisies. Again, I decorated it using Tim Holtz ephemera. And this is one of Tracy's tags out of one of her kits, and I can't remember the name, but I will link it below. Okay, and here's another little one of her flutterbys and Tim Holtz. And again, picked a nice section of the paper and die cut it out. And again, another one. I was starting to run out of ephemera, and I didn't feel like cutting any more out. And so I pulled out what I had, and I used the little Tim Holtz. And again, I pulled out a portion of the paper that I just happened to enjoy. And I may add something here. I don't know. I have to play around with these. But I did make it so they're sort of three-dimensional. I only glued the center portion of my butterfly's bodies down. And if you've seen this before, I used my little flower stamens here. I'll show you that in just a second, to create the antenna on my butterflies. So they're three-dimensional, and there's a little bit of movement, which is something that I always like to play with. And then you can just simply, if you want, just lay them down on top of each other and push your little butterflies down. Nothing's going to hurt them. And the next time you want to play with them, you just pull them out and you flap their little wings up. These are the flower stamens. You've seen them before. I got them on Amazon, and there's got to be like 1 million of them in here in all sorts of different colors. And I'll show you one I haven't glued down yet. It's right, excuse me, reaching. This is one that I printed out the butterfly, and then I stenciled the background on using one of my Tim Holtz stencils. And this is the big yellow butterfly from the ephemera kit. And I just simply glue the stamen to the back of the butterfly after I cut his little antennas off. And I just hold it down for a while so the little stamen stays in place. Okay? So let me take a break, and I will be right back, and I will show you how all of this came to be. I'm going to go get my Rolodex and figure out a way to show you. Hang on. Okay, we are back, and I have zoomed out a little bit, or lifted my camera a little. This is the Heidi Swapp Memorydex holder. Now, I couldn't find, that might be a lie. I have to actually look again. If I can find it on Amazon, I will link it in the description box below. I did find an imitation of it. And here, you can see, maybe you can see on here, it's imprinted Heidi Swapp. Okay. And this is what the Memorydex looks like. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these, but these are some of the Rolodex cards that I created using, you can see they're a little dusty. My husband's been doing work in the house again, and so everything's a little bit dusty. But I did create these, and I put little windows in some of them. And I created like my own little Rolodex with the butterflies on them. And I actually, let me see if I can pull these all off, which might be a bad idea. But what I did, I'll just take this one off. They just slide right on. I chained them all together, and I created each one's a little bit different. Oh, let me see. Let's see if I can I'll pull them off one at a time. This one has a little button added. This one is just with a little flower. Let's see. This one has some lace on it. And so they were all things that I was playing with. This has some pretty words on it. And if I am not mistaken, these are also Tracy Fox ephemera from some of her kits. This may be Artie Mae's. Yes, it is. This is Artie Mae's. But yeah, I created a whole bunch of those Rolodex cards to put onto my little Memorydex. And that's how all of this came to be, because I looked at it and I was like, wow, I haven't made a Rolodex card in a really long time. All right, I am going to show you 2 different ways to make your own, okay? This is one that I have created, okay? And you can see it only has 1 hole punched in it, because I do want to be able to show you how I go about making them by hand, because some of them I have also made. I feel like this is a commercial for Heidi Swapp, and it's really not, but it just happens to be that all of these things are from her. This is the Heidi Swapp Memorydex Punch. This is definitely still available, and I can find it on Amazon. I did find it. It's in a different color. It's about $20 if you wanted to buy one for yourself. I'm sure if you shopped for them elsewhere, you could probably find them cheaper. But it punches out. Let me grab one. Oh, I have one right in front of me. The little Memorydex holes. Very simple to do, and I'm going to show you how to use it when we go back to creating this one, okay? I want to do one without the punch and one with the punch. So what I have here, and you can see I've already cut the little holes in the bottom of this one. I took a piece of cardstock that's 2.5 by 4, okay? I have rounded the edges, and I have begun to put the little holes in the bottom for the Rolodex keeper, okay? This kind of a hole is not going to fit in the Memorydex. If I make one using the punch, it will fit in the Memorydex. And the other ones that I cut out using the Memorydex dies, of course, that's definitely going to fit in there. But you don't have to have any of that, because, as I said, I'm in the process of creating a little ephemera keeper / journal / book that you can store your Rolodex cards in it, should you choose to make them. Okay, so this one I started with a 2.5 by 4 white cardstock. I printed out the pages. You can see this is just portion of the one page, and I cut that to be 2.5 by 4, and I glued one piece of the printed cardstock on one side and one piece of the printed cardstock on the other. So this is actually 3 pieces of cardstock glued together, okay? You could leave out the center. You could use a heavier weight cardstock to print on, but I liked the feel of this. It has a nice heft to it, okay? So once I glue it all together, I also rounded the corners using my corner rounder. And I may, in fact, while I'm here, I am going to round the bottom corners as well. Now, it is a little bit difficult on your punches when you do have this much cardstock glued together, but you know what? Your punch will survive to live another day. So now you can see I have 4 rounded corners on here. Then what I do is I want to make my little Rolodex holes sort of close together. These are very close together. Mine that I created on my own are not quite as close together. So what I do is I take and I measure. Like I said, this is 4 inches apart. And I use my Crocodile only because I find it easier to be sure that my little holes are in the same spot each time, because the Crocodile has this little measuring part on it that slides up and down, kind of like a little ruler, and you can keep your measurements the same every single time. So that's why I use my Crocodile. But what I did on these was I measured, took them, and I just laid my ruler up against the bottom of it, and I measured over 1.25 inches from each side. Okay, so you can see this one is, I made a little mark, it's 1.25 inches from the left, and this one is just about 1.25 inches from the right. Okay, let's make sure I have my ruler straight. So yeah, just about 1.25 inches. And then I make a little mark with my pencil. And I go in with my Crocodile, which is already pre-measured. Now, you are never going to be able to see that I am centering that little mark. I'm going to tilt it a few different ways and hope that you can catch a glimpse of it. I am centering that little pencil mark in my hole, and I'm just going to punch a hole. Then what I do, now I have played with this in several different ways. In fact, I created this one and I used my square punch, and I don't really care for it. I can't save it at this point because it's just wasn't done nicely, but I'll figure something else out for it. Maybe I'll put a piece of paper across the bottom. I don't know, but I will reuse this. All right, so now I've cut my little holes out, okay, using my Crocodile. And then what I simply do is, and I try to do it as straight as possible, okay, I cut up from the bottom relatively close to the outer edge of the circle that I punched, and I put a snip. And then I'll do the same thing on this side and give it a snip, okay? And you can see they're not perfectly straight. You can fiddle with it. It might be a little bit easier than the way I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it to show you what I'm doing, and so I'm not really able to get a good look at it. But there, I just gave it a little snip. And now you have your little Memorydex holder holes. And I'm going to do this one. Now I'm going to put this one so that I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get it straight. And there you go. They are a little crooked. I'm not putting it into a Rolodex holder. It probably wouldn't fit properly, but it's like a Rolodex card. Now, the other way that you can do it, I'm just going to put those aside over here because we're not going to use those today, is you can use your Heidi Swapp punch, okay? And this is a relatively simple thing to use. It has little marks on each side so that you can line your card up right in the center. And this is 4 inches across. It gives you a 4-inch, it centers the Memorydex holes right in the center of a 4-inch card or piece of paper, whatever you're using, okay? And simple, you just push down and you make your holes, okay? I have used this to punch through all 3 pieces of my cardstock, and it's not happy about having to do that. I would recommend that you punch each piece separately. You can get it completely accurate. You might be off by a little. Again, no biggie if you're off by a little, okay? We're not all going to run over to your house with a ruler and make sure everything's the right size, okay? But the way it works, like I said, is you slide your piece of paper in, try to get it centered, and just push down and it gives you your little Rolodex holes. So you can do it either way. It depends on how, whoops, there goes all the little gunkies inside. It depends on how much you want to make a Rolodex. If you want to make them on your own, you can do that. If you have a hole punch that punches a bigger hole than the large size of the crocodile, you might achieve a different effect. But like I said, I'm not judging myself, and I'm hoping that you're not going to judge me. I'm just having fun, okay? So now at this point, what I would do is I would glue all 3 pieces of my cardstock together. And you can see it's off by a little, but I'm sorry. The Memorydex people, Memorydex police are not going to come to my house and tell me that I did something wrong. So then I would glue it together and I would decorate it up. And I would end up, this is a different size. This one I did is 3 3/4 by 4 inches, but I did use the Memorydex hole punch. I would end up with something that looks like this, okay? Or, and this is one I cut myself. I think this is the one we just did. No, this is another one I cut myself. And again, it creates just a cute little Rolodex card, okay? I don't think you need to see me. Actually, you know what? I'm going to glue this one together because I did also want to show you how I make the fancy little corners on the card. And I just want to show you that it does work. Okay, so now what I do is I'll put a little glue all the way around the card, try to get close to the edge, a little bit in the middle, and then I will place the cards together. Now this is important because you do kind of really want them to line up. I stand it up on at least 3 sides so that I know that they're even, and you can see they are matching up, okay? And just glue them together, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. Go around and add a little glue, okay? Depending on how heavy your paper is and how much glue you use. You don't want to over glue because you don't want to get ripples. And so now I'll just glue this side together. Again, I'm gonna stand it on one side and on the other and on the other, and make sure that my cards are straight. And look at that. Even though they looked like they were a little bit off, now that they're all put together, you can't even see that there might be just a little bit of difference, okay? So now we have our card glued together. And then now what I'll do is I'll decide, do I want to use my fancy punch or do I want to use my regular rounded corner punch? And I think we'll use our fancy punch. This has 3 different styles on it. I don't know if I'll be able to link this exact one, but I did get it on Amazon. And I forgot I don't remember what the name is, but this is the KW Trio 3-way corner punch. And it does give you, like I said, 3 different styles of corner punches that you can use. And I think what I'll do today is I will use this one. It has sort of like a little indent in it. Maybe if I bring it down a little or closer, it has like a little indent in it. And then what I'll do is I'll just simply slide my little card in, okay, and clip off the corner, and you get that little one there. And I don't really like that one, so I'm going to slide it in, and I'm going to use this one, okay, the one that looks like 2 mountains. Now I'm going to see if I can, okay, all right, so that actually corrected that one, and I got that little rounded piece there. And I'm going to go around, and I'm going to do that on all 4 sides, all 4 corners of my little Rolodex card, like so, okay. There we go. And now I have my own little Rolodex card without having to use a die. And this one, in fact, I used one of the other corner choices on the little punch, and I got that one. So yeah, so I have all of my own little ones, and this one that I created, like I said, this is 3 3/4 by 4, and I got these little corners with that one. Okay, so there you go. All right, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I decorate my little Rolodex cards. And this one I pulled out. This is one of the butterflies that I've left the antennas on. Okay, I haven't added my little, this is one that I added my little flower stamens onto. But this one, I left its little paper antennas on it. Okay, let's see. I just want to give us a little bit more light. This is another piece of ephemera that comes out of the kit. Now I've trimmed it down and I've cut around it because I want it to fit onto the back of my Rolodex card. Okay, because I want to glue that on the back. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to take, and I've left the back of this one white. The back of this butterfly here has been stenciled. Okay, I did use, I put my stencils away. I have been fussing around and playing with this since last weekend. This video was supposed to come out last weekend, but it didn't happen, and I apologize for that. I know I've been away a lot. I have been so sick this winter, even worse than last year. What I'm doing is I'm lining my piece of ephemera up with my little holes from my Rolodex and trying to get it kind of centered and kind of straight. The rounded edges make it a little difficult. So there you go. We have the back of the Rolodex card with a simple piece of ephemera. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over. And now what I want to do on this side is I want to put my butterfly sort of pointing in the direction that this little one is. And I'm going to kind of make it so it's flying off the paper. But what I had for here is I have, this is Tim Holtz, baseboard sentiments. And I have this, and I want to put this down here in the corner like so. Okay, heart and soul. And I am going to lay my butterfly down. And I'm going to make it so that you will be able to see the heart and soul underneath. But what I want to do on the baseboard ephemera is I do want to ink it up. And so what I'm using is my archival ink. It's a permanent ink. And since this has a glossy finish, I use the permanent ink so that it stays on the piece of ephemera. And then what I'll do is I'll just go around and I'll ink it so that all of the sides get a little bit of color on them. And then because it's so thick, I will go ahead and I will ink the edges as well so that it all looks a little bit vintage. And so yeah, I have not made many videos this winter because as I was saying, I have just been so sick all winter. I had a stomach virus. I had some kind of upper respiratory infection. Twice I actually had that. I had pink eye. You name it, I've had it. And so this has not been a good winter for your friend Joni here, in order for me to actually be able to get things done. I was making things. I spent a lot of time around Christmas making Christmas cards, but I don't really do too much of that on my channel. It just doesn't seem to be a draw for people. I think they expect only journaling videos from me. I have done a few, and of course, if you follow me, you have been seeing that I've been making a lot of mixed media pieces. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Okay, now I want to add my butterfly to this side, and because we've already added our cute little welcome to that side with that adorable little butterfly. But I want my butterfly to be like my other butterflies and look like it's flying away. So what I do is I take the butterfly and I kind of fold up the wings. I try to get them on a little bit of an angle if I can. And I'll just do it on this side too. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And I will just fold them. I don't want to fold them on a straight line because I don't want it to look unnatural, even though it's not real. And it kind of looks like this, okay, on the back. And then what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to add glue to the body portion of the butterfly and also to his or her antennas. Okay, I don't know how we tell the difference if it's a boy butterfly or a girl butterfly, and I don't really think I want to know how to tell the difference if it's a boy butterfly or a girl butterfly. So you can see I just added glue to the body. And now what I'm going to do is I want my butterfly to look like he or she is flying away, just like the butterfly that's already printed on here, and you can still see it underneath. And I'm just going to push down on the antenna and push down on the center of the body. I'm going to lift up the wings though, because if there's any excess glue, I don't want it to glue our little wings down. Okay, and there you go. You have your three-dimensional little Rolodex card, which you could fit into your Rolodex. You'll have less of them in there. Or, like I said, just fold your butterfly's wings down and it's okay too. But when you want to take it out and display it or play with it, you can flip its little wings up. Okay, now we've done that one. And then I want to show you another way that I do this. And in this case, similar to, let me just pull it out. I put everything to the side. Similar to the one that I showed you, this one here. Okay, we had the pretty little lady, and I only glued a butterfly onto the front. Okay, so it looks like she has a little companion or a little friend stopping by, and just added the ephemera to the back. Okay, that is the way we're going to handle this one. Okay, this is one of the Rolodex cards that I've made myself. I punched my little hole and I cut my little slots. On the back of this, I've added a bunch of Tim Holtz ephemera. Okay, these are all from Field Notes. This is not snippets, although the little butterfly might be. It's from the Tim Holtz Field Notes ephemera. And I put that on the back. And I just want to give this pretty little lady a friend. Excuse me. And so as you can see, this is one of the bumper Fussycut butterflies by Tracy. And I've given him his own little stamen antenna. And I have printed one of the background pages from the kit onto the back of him. I didn't stencil this one. And here again, I'm just going to bend his body just the littlest bit, just so his wings stand up. And we're just going to glue him right here near all the little flowers here and near our pretty little lady who's sitting there on her lazy afternoon reading a book. Okay, and I am just going to put glue on his body or her body, its body, who knows. And I'm just, like I said, down the center, and I'm going to place the little butterfly right about here. This is probably, I think, maybe a moth. Okay, I don't know. It is a kit of butterflies, so maybe it is a plainer brown colored butterfly. I'm just going to flip it up to make sure my butterfly is straight. And it was, and I played with it. And I'm just going to push the butterfly down. And maybe I'll round his wings a little. Her wings, its wings. And now it's crooked. I'm just going to turn it a little. I put enough glue on the back so that I can fuss with it. And there you go. We have this pretty little lady with her little butterfly companion. Okay. And we'll just turn it a little. Okay, but guys, I'm getting a little anal OCD here. Okay, I think that one is straight. And then I do have one over here. What did I want to show you with this one? Oh, this was another one that I created. I think I left this one out to show you that I had also printed the background, one of the background pages on here. And this is another bumper Fussycut butterfly. Okay, and I just glued it down in the center of all of my ephemera, and I used some of the Tim Holtz baseboard sentiment. So we have that one there. And then I did put one aside that we're going to create using just ephemera from the kit. Okay, and this is all from the kit. Here's our pretty lady again. And I'm leaving her alone on the back. And we're just going to decorate this side. Okay, all of these cards were made exactly the same way. In this case, this is one of the die cuts. So I die cut the Rolodex card out of white cardstock, and then I die cut it 2 more times out of the pages from the kit, and these are all printed on, I believe it's 80-pound cardstock. I will link the cardstock in the description box below as well. And so what I wanted to do with that one is I wanted to take this pretty little picture and kind of line it up on the side and get it so that it's just above our little Rolodex holes there. And I'm going to glue that piece down over here to kind of give our little butterfly a base to sit on. Okay, and then I had this other little piece of ephemera here that says with love, and we're going to add that too. And then we're just going to put on our butterfly. Okay, so you can see I'm just lining that up, trying to get it straight with the little holes down here on the bottom. And I'm going to push down, and I'm going to just turn it towards me to make sure that I do have it on straight. And it's straight. Okay, and then I'm going to add this little piece here that says with love. And I'm going to run that along the side like so. Okay. And I'm going to try and center that on here next to our little background that we added, and try to get that straight too. That would be nice. Okay. And then again, this is one of the butterflies that I stenciled the back. Okay. And I left on the paper antenna. So just like the other one, we're going to put glue on the body and a little bit on the antennas like so. Okay, and in this case, we're going to center our butterfly onto our little background like so. Oop, and I'm just going to lift it up and make sure it's straight. And I'm going to hold it down, push down the antennas, and I know I just twisted it. Okay, I think it's good. I'm going to push down on the body and the antennas and make sure that it's stuck on, and it is crooked. So I'm just going to tilt it just a little. And there you go. There we have that one. Okay. So yeah, I was having fun playing with the butterflies. And so I do have this one here, which is just some Tim Holtz ephemera that I'm going to add one of the bumper cut butterflies to. Okay, and we'll do this real quick because I do have one more just to show you. And then I am going to see if I can give you a quick little sneak peek at the little book that I'm constructing. That video will probably more than likely, maybe, come out tomorrow. If not, I will have it ready for Monday because I do have a 3-day weekend. And so you can see I'm just adding little bits of Tim Holtz ephemera on here. Okay, and this is just a little piece of paper from one of Tracy's kits, but I just happen to like it because it has like a little leaf that to me kind of sort of seemed like a little wing. And so I'm just going to add that on here. And I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to put the butterfly off to the side. I just wanted to show you that you can really just put the butterflies, if that's what you're choosing to use, which I hope you'll use and make some pretty butterfly Rolodex like I have. You can put your butterfly anywhere. Okay, and I am going to line this one up with that little piece of paper. And I'm going to do it, and its wings are going to be hanging off the edge. And I'm going to, again, tilt it towards me so I know my butterfly is straight. And you can see this will show on this side. This image I didn't want to do anything with. This is one of the little teapots. And so, yeah, we'll just kind of push our little butterfly on there. Okay. And then I had one more, which I thought I might do with you. This one is relatively simple. We're just adding our butterfly to this side, because on this side, I have added one of the little teapots. Okay, and this one is relatively simple. It has a skinny little body, so we're just basically folding up the wings like so. And again, he has the little stamen antenna. And we're just going to put some glue on the back of this one. And this one I'm going to line up sort of in the center, trying to use the butterfly that's already on there, sort of like a little shadow. And I'm going to push down onto the butterfly's body. And he is relatively centered on this card, like so. And this way you can kind of see the other butterfly underneath. Did I get that even in the center? I'm just going to move it over just a little. It's so hard when I'm working, as I always say, around the tripod and trying to see and not get my head in the way. But there we go. Okay, we have another little one. Very simply done. Just adding the ephemera to the card. And here's our other little one that we made. And I'll just bring out a few more. Try to grab the ones that we did together. And so, there you go. Here's the little one that we did. We gave the lady her own little butterfly friend. And so, yeah. Here's all of our little Rolodex butterflies. Okay. Using Tracy's new Lazy Afternoon kit. I picked the green because green's my favorite color. These are some of the, well, one of my favorite colors. Some of the ones that don't have butterflies on them. This one's not even decorated, but I love that picture on there. And again, here we go. And here's the one with the little butterfly flying off to the side. And some of the little Rolodex cards that I showed you how to make, and the one we made together. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay. And I am grabbing, I'm only going to show you the front. Okay. This is the little journal that I'm making to hold all of my Rolodex cards. And I did make it out of chipboard, and I have to confess, my husband cut the chipboard for me because you know I'm afraid of the knives. And I put it together using Tim Holtz linen tape. That's all I'm going to show you, okay? Because I do want to finish it up so I have a sample for you, for us to do together, okay? So I want to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. It really, really helps my channel if you like and you share. You can share my videos to your Facebook so other people can get exposure. I do want to give a shout out, and I'm going to link his channel below, to my friend Dave at Dash of Dave. He's trying to build his channel and make something of the little empire that he calls Dash of Dave. And if you haven't seen him, go over and check him out. He has the cutest little jingle angles on his channel, and they always make me giggle. Not to mention all the beautiful things that he makes. He did a video, I think it was last weekend. If I can figure out how to link the specific video, I will, where he was making tags, and some of those tags were stunning. Okay. But yeah, go over and check him out. He's a lot of fun. Okay. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, please. Comments, liking, subscribing, that all helps all of us build our channel up and not get lost behind all of the people that have like 100,000 followers. It brings us to the surface. And yeah, okay. I hope you had fun. I will see you later, and we will get working on that little book, ephemera holder journal, within the next few days. Okay? Take care for now. Bye. Love, hugs, like, subscribe, comment. Bye.